starts with a rooster salute. Sunrise paints the fields in gold, hauling dreams down the open road. From barn to blacktop, mile by mile, oh, hard work wears a country smile. Cows and campers, heart in hand, living life by the law of the land. Through rain or shine, we make our way, building tomorrow's 1 mile a day.
Okay, so yeah, something like that. But anyhow, been getting a lot of questions about my trailer. So I want to talk about my trailer a little bit. I'm loaded now currently. But I've been getting a lot of questions, you know, how long is it? Does it meet expectations for legal requirements? And obviously I don't have a bed to leave. So I'm going to try to touch on all that stuff. Yes, it is shorter than a typical gooseneck shipshe trailer, and it's very unique in its design. And a lot of people have, you know, opinions about the way it's designed and this and that and the other. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. It's just unique. It's different in many ways. So yeah, let's get started. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, can you buy one of these trailers from Shipshe? No, you can't. This trailer is designed by a guy that works at Wave, or has a he's got a lot to do with WaveExpress, and he designed this trailer, and WaveExpress holds the patent on it. So the only way to get one of these trailers is to work for WaveExpress and lease one. You can't go to Shipshe and buy one or order one or anything like that. They're unique. They've only been around for a few years. I think 2, maybe 3. I think 2. But we might be going into the 3rd year. But so they are kind of like I don't know what you want to call it. They're new. So they're trying to get all the bugs worked out of them, so to speak. But you're not going to be able to go to Shipshe and order one, because they're not going to make you one. It's just, like I said, it's patented, and it's owned by a guy that works at Wave. Or I think maybe Wave. I don't know all the details on it, but I just know you can't just go order one. So that's question 1. So it just ties on to, it's not a gooseneck ball. It just hooks onto my 5th wheel hitch. And I've got, you know, a double acting 5th wheel hitch, where it pivots this way and it pivots this way. Now, a lot of guys will say that you don't want that style of hitch for doing what I'm doing. I don't know. That's what I got. That's what I'm using. That's what I'm doing. So, I'm not going to buy a new hitch right now. That's just what I'm going to do for now. So, yeah. And it's just the same hitch I use for single pole, and I'm just tied on to the trailer, you know, like normal. So the way this works here is basically the center rail goes all the way up there to the very front of the neck. And you could put a trailer, you know, the nose of a trailer could be, you know, all the way up there. And that is the very front of the neck of the trailer. So basically, when you're loaded, you know, the front hitch of your trailer could be right here. So I don't have, you know, big trailers on right now. I just got 2 little 17-foot Coleman lanterns. So I don't need to use that real estate. But if I was to put like 2 24-footers on there, or 2 23-footers or something like that, some kind of combination like that, why, I would run it all the way up on there. And that would make it taller, yes. But I've been running big fifth wheels, and as of right now, I have not gotten a hold of anything that was any taller than a big fifth wheel trailer, and it doesn't really pull any different. So that's how, you know, it gets that trailer all the way up there, and it's literally sitting like right in there, right above the bed of the truck, and that gives you that real estate on the back to get that second trailer and keep your length down. So that's how that works. You know, it's got a winch, and the winch is, well, we'll just talk about that. So the winch is up, well, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's right there. You probably can't see that very good, but that's where it's at. So what it does is it runs all the way up there to the top at the front, and then you pull the cable back to the back, and it's hooked back there on that second trailer right now. So it's hooked right there right now. And I just kind of let it hang there while I'm driving down the road. I got some tension on it, but it's not tight. I just don't want to have to roll it and unroll it. So it goes up here to that top roller right there, and that allows you to get all the way up on top of the neck there with your camper or whatever you're pulling, you know, whatever it might be. So yeah, that's how that works. And then of course the deck, it starts right there, and there's enough room on there to get 2 cars on there. So next, let's do some measuring. Okay, so we're right here at the front of the neck, which would kind of be, yeah, right in here, I guess. So I got that. I don't know if you can see that or not. I got it zeroed out. So let's just see how long it is. I've never put an actual tape measure on it to see exactly how long it is. So we're gonna find out right now. So it is all right, there it is. 46. So it's 46 feet long, from the front of the neck to the end of the trailer. So that gives you 46 feet of usable space for hauling campers. I don't know how long the deck is. I guess we'll measure it next. So we're zeroed out there. Not exactly zeroed out, but let's just see how long the deck is here. Because it is a shorter deck, and the deck is exactly 30 feet. So you got 30 feet of usable space. I have put 2 cars on there, 2 SUVs, 2 4-door sedans, whatever. It does have the real estate to haul 2 cars on it. So a lot of questions are, you know, about this trailer's unique. So technically, it is designed for a non-CDL guy to pull it and do multi-haul. So I don't believe that they've gotten to that stage yet, but I'm not 100% positive. But I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can read any of that, but the GVWR on it is 6810. So it is designed in such a fashion that a guy that has a 3/4 ton short bed truck or a 1 ton crew cab short bed truck can pull this. So that is the intention. Now, whether or not they're doing that, I don't know. I do know I have a CDL, so, and a dually. I would not want to tie on to one of these trailers with a crew cab short bed pickup. Now, that's not saying you can't, because you sure can, and it would work out. So it weighs between 5,000 and 6,000 pounds of the trailer empty, depending on how much crap you got in the toolboxes and whatnot. So then you put 2 of these trailers on here. How much does this bad girl weigh? 3,088. So we got 2 of those. So you got about, whatever, 6,200 pounds on the deck from the trailers. And then you've got, let's just call it 6,000 pound trailer. I know it's not that much, but we'll just call it that. So you're looking at whatever that is. Think, Justin. 62, and so it's like 12.2 roughly. So you're pulling 12.2. So it doesn't weigh any more than a big fifth wheel. Now then, I've had just dozens of questions about how does it pull? Well, are you going to get poor mileage? Yes. Yes, you are, for sure. You're going to get 8, 7, 9, 10, somewhere in that 7 to 10, depending on the wind. Excuse me. If you've been pulling big fifth wheels like I did, you know, because that's what I targeted when I did single pull, was I pulled big fifth wheel trailers. It was not uncommon for me to get 7 to 10 mile a gallon towing. So that's where I live. It doesn't pull any better or any worse than a big fifth wheel. The biggest difference is it has better brakes and it turns a whole lot better. Now, it does kind of rock. It's got some flex to it. And the thing you have to remember when you're doing multi-haul and you have, you know, 2 trailers, you're fighting. When you're going down the road, you know, hitting bumps and whatnot, you have the suspension of the ship sheet, and then you have the suspension of both of these trailers that are behind you. So, you know, they move around a little bit. Now, is it a lot? No. But I mean, that's just multi-haul. It doesn't matter what kind of trailer you have or whatever. You're going to have that. So it does move around a little bit. Now, is it extreme? No. Is there any difference in the wind or whatever between this and pulling a big fifth wheel? No. It's pretty much the same. I was a little nervous about it at first, but once I got a few rounds under my belt, it's no different. So another question that I've gotten a lot is the height. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, that front camper just seems like it's way high up in the air. It's not. It's no taller than a big fifth wheel. It really isn't. You know, it looks like it's way up there, but it just isn't. You know, I've parked next to big fifth wheels just to get my eyes on it. I probably should have videoed it, and I may in the future. It's no taller. And I know that because I've measured it, and I have a measuring stick, and I'll do another video talking about what you need for multi-haul or whatever. But I've measured a big fifth wheel, and then I've measured this trailer loaded. No difference. Same height. It's exactly the same. It's no different at all. In fact, this is actually shorter. Because when you're looking at it and you see that camper up on the front of that neck behind me, you think, wow, that's way up in the air. And it does look like it's way up in the air, but it's not. It's kind of an illusion or whatever. I can't say either way, but it's the same height as a fifth wheel. It's no different. It's just the same. So, yeah. All right, now let's talk about something else. And I've had some guys say something about it. It's a single axle and it's a dually. Now, yeah, most of the gooseneck ship she's around are a tandem single rear wheel. But here's the deal. This dude is whatever we just measured, 46 foot long. Okay. From the neck up there at the hitch to the back of the trailer, we just measured it. It was 46 feet. So when you're turning and you have another axle right there, and you have, you know, a tire here and a tire here, when you go to turn left or right, like my hand motions, stuff like this and that and over here. Okay, what happens is that front tire, when you turn, it wants to skid. Okay, so by being a single axle and a dually, when you turn, this axle acts like a pivot, and you can turn this thing on a dime and give you, I don't know, probably $1.50 change, because she'll come right around on herself and it doesn't skid the tires. I've been watching it, and so what happens is when you turn, like, and you're in a tight spot and you need to crank her around and jackknife it to turn it, what happens is one tire will continue rolling forward and the other tire on the other side will turn backwards, and it just does one of these numbers, and it will just, it'll turn tighter than any, I mean, I have gooseneck trailers. I have big, long gooseneck trailers, and this thing will turn tighter. You know, that trailer over there is 40, it's got a 40-foot deck on it, and probably what, 6 foot of you know, of neck. So it's probably similar length, and it will not turn as tight as this trailer here. Well, my fire smoke detector, carbon monoxide detector, if you're wondering, it's still hanging in tough. A lot of guys see this trailer and they think, oh, it's unique and it's ugly and it's different. But sometimes you got to be open-minded, try new things. Might work out for you. And in this case, from what I can tell, it's working out pretty damn good. So, yeah, it's unique. Yeah, it's a little different to load. Yeah, when it's loaded, it does look different. But not always, just because something's different doesn't mean it's bad. And, you know, sometimes we gotta roll with the punches. And technology is always changing. So this is something new. It's different. It's very unique. There's nothing else like it around. I like it. I really do. I like the way it pulls. I like the way it loads. I just like it. Now, I don't have any experience with any other type of multi-haul trailer. So I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that I know everything there is to know about multi-haul, because I don't. But what I can tell you is it's been really good to me, and it stops really good, and it turns really good, and it's increased my income by over 1/3. And it's hard to argue with that. It really has been a benefit to me. So, you know, sometimes you can't be afraid to make some changes in your life to do better. You see what I'm saying? Just do better, right? So, anyhow, enough of all that nonsense, whatever. I want to thank everybody that's been watching. My subscriber count's been going up. I really appreciate it. Thank you. My uploading videos is not consistent. Whatever. I got shit going on. It ain't got nothing to do with this, right? So, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. La-di-da. If you're interested in any of this, my email, I'll put it over here, maybe, I don't know, somewhere in here. cowsandcampers@mail.com. MAIL.com. Yeah. So, anyhow, shoot me some questions, whatever. If you want to work at WaveExpress, do it to it. We are actively searching for multi-haul guys, single pull guys, targeting CDL guys. Now, if you got a CDL and you want to go multi-haul, look them up, hit me up. If you want to use me for a referral, that's fine. If not, whatever. It is what it is. But if you are using me for a referral, let me know. Give me some heads up. That way I know you're coming. It won't be a surprise. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Comment. If you got any more questions about the trailer that I didn't cover, I don't remember all of them. Probably didn't answer all of them, but you got a little overview of it. So, anyhow, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time. Later. Oh, I forgot. Mr. Pickup Trucker Podcast, Monday and Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. It's not really a very good watch, but it's a damn good listen. If you're driving down the road, it's on YouTube at Mr. Pickup Trucker Podcast. Got me with Cows and Campers and Seth from the Transporter. He pretends to do multi-haul. He really doesn't do it. He just pretends like it. And then you got Steve from Horner's Corner. He just sits at home. He's got a Chevy truck, so he don't do nothing either, but whatever. We're not judging here. So anyhow, go check that out if you would. Also, I don't know, Fair Winds and Following Seas. He's got a YouTube channel. He does single pull for WaveExpress. He's started this thing on Discord. Guy can go in there and ask questions. You don't have to be a referral, or you don't even have to be in the business. But if you got questions, go in there. There's several guys on there. We'll put the link in the description for it. Go in there, ask your questions. You can get a rapid response out of a half a dozen different guys, and you may not get the same answer, but they will help you, and maybe it'll give you a clear whatever path that you might go. You know, they all work for different companies, so you're not just getting an answer from one guy that works at one company. So yeah, we're done now. I promise I won't be back. Thank you. Oh, I lied. Sorry. I'm back again. Gotcha, suckers. Oh, if you want a sticker or t-shirt or whatever, I'll give you one. Hit me up. I'll send you one. Later.